Well, welcome back. And very often, veterans often face silent struggles beyond the battlefield long after their military service has ended. From post-traumatic stress disorder and depression to feelings of loneliness, many veterans actually find it hard to deal with their mental health.
Yeah, and that's why, as part of our statewide You're Not Alone campaign, we're spotlighting a very special nonprofit that works to heal these wounds through music. It's called Guitars for Vets, and it's strumming up success with veterans right here in mid-Michigan. Take a look. As Mike Wilson and Eric Rexstetter strum along to Last Kiss, they think back to their last session with Guitars for Vets at the VFW National Home.
This feeder program, when they get you hooked up with a guitar so you can learn, it's actually a little bit easier than I thought, you know. You get out what you put in.
And Eric puts in more than just music. He also brings his military past. Eric not only lived at the VFW National Home in Eaton Rapids as a kid, but also served in the Army.
From like 2009 to 2019.
Like for most veterans, the transition between the battlefield to civilian life can be tough, and many struggle both physically and mentally, dealing with PTSD, depression, anxiety, and anger, which is why the executive director for the VFW National Home wanted to bring the Guitars for Vets to mid-Michigan.
When I saw a flyer, a magazine article that said VFW partners with Guitars for Vets to teach veterans how to play guitar, and I was like, that program is coming to the National Home. That's going to be one of the first things we do.
The program kicked off in 2023, and since then has been a six-string success.
They do 10 weeks of lessons. They start out right away and are told practice, practice, practice in between lessons. By the time that they finish their 10th lesson, they're ready to do a recital song and prepare to graduate. We send them off into the world with their guitar.
Eric graduated from the program last year and tells me that he's learned much more than songs and chords.
I think so. It takes you more of out of the analytical brain side, and instead of destroying yourself mentally, you get to like be more creative and put more creativity out in the world, you know.
Eric is one of 8,000 people across the country who have gone through this life-changing program. And Guitars for Vets says that nearly 30% of these veterans have seen a decrease in related symptoms of depression. Because
it's short accomplishments. It's you can show somebody a new chord and they may not get it right the first time, but the more they play it, it comes and it comes and it comes. It's relaxing, it's a self-accomplishment. You're not accomplishing for someone else, you're doing it all for yourself. You know, and then music in itself is just soothing.
I mean, mentally, it gets you out of the house, so you're not dwelling in your own mind. And here you get to, instead of suffer in silence, we all get to suffer in music.
Emphasis on we. Both Mike and Eric say that by learning the guitar with other veterans plays a major chord.
Well, then it's like camaraderie. You get to be with them, and so you're joking the whole time, and then you got a lot more common interest in music than you realize with other people, and you know, become each other's battle buddies in the long run.
The community continues to back up this program too. In the past 2 years, they are literally working to get physical guitars in the hands of heroes.
But then people start hearing about the program and we get donated guitars. So now we have about 14 guitars, and they're of different sizes, shapes, neck widths, all different things. And that way the veteran can kind of figure out what guitar fits them best.
This year's session just kicked off and is open for all veterans in mid-Michigan, so no one feels alone.
Well, that's the nice thing about the guitar, is you're never alone. When you have a guitar, you have something, you know, something to do, something to play.
Isn't that exactly true? You're never alone with a guitar.
Absolutely. It was wonderful to hear.
Yes, and obviously between Craig and hearing from the veterans, obviously picking up an instrument is really good for your mental health, but there are ways to get help. We have all that on WILX.com for those resources. Plus, later today, you'll find the exact email address if you want to be a part of the Guitars for Vets.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, on another note, don't go anywhere. Just